brings together various stakeholders of the education sector to meet to set strategies on how to strengthen the learning and teaching environment. The region's strategy is to ensure that every school-age child is enrolled and those who pass 7th grade join Form 1.
Mwanza region had 92,100 students, while 78,437 students have succeeded to pass. All children who meet the criteria to start primary education are enrolled.
Some district leaders identified the steps taken to ensure completion of the construction of classrooms, making sure the students who will join secondary school next year meet suitable infrastructure.
We have finished building infrastructure, especially classes, and we expect to accommodate 9,645 students by next year. The actual need for classes is 169. Until now, we have 207 classes.
On the other hand, education stakeholders in the Mwanza region emphasized the importance of good learning environment for students, urging teachers to equip themselves with better knowledge and skills.
We have developed a program that has ready primary school teachers to develop themselves.
Most of the students used to cram instead of having different knowledge concerning their field.
Speaking during the meeting of the education stakeholders, the Mwanza Regional Commissioner, Amos Makala, gives instructions to government leaders and all in charge of the education sector in the region.
Leaders of the district, ward, division, and villages, make sure you encourage children to go to school.
The Minister of Constitution and Legal Affairs, Ambassador Dr. Pindi Chana, has directed the employees of the Registration, Insolvency and Trustship Agency, RITA, to work diligently and patriotically in compliance with the law and public service regulations as the government continues improving systems and structures of government institutions to strengthen the provision of services to the people. She gave the directive during the 29th session of the agency's council, insisting that the government's aim is to strengthen the public institutions, systems and structures and increase efficiency in the provision of services to the communities.
Various systems have been improved. For instance, we have e-service and we are supposed to adopt e-reader. Overall, we have to make sure these changes go hand in hand with the equipment and tools needed. Let me congratulate Rita for the great work you have been doing. And now I direct you to air out your opinions about this organization.
On the other hand, the Registration, Insolvency and Trustship Agency, RITA, Chief Executive Officer Frank Kanyusi, says that the agency continues to improve the interests of employees as well as to create a better environment for the provision of services.
Workers' Council exists in accordance with the law. The main objective of these councils is to provide a platform for discussions among leaders and workers about their responsibilities and the compensation of workers.
And the Tanzania Union of Government and Health Employees TUGHE General Secretary, who is also the General Secretary of Trade Union Congress of Tanzania, Dr. Henry Mkunda, says the sixth-term government has largely implemented its promises to improve the interests and environment of the public servants in the country.
The most important thing, the employees' involvement at the workplace. This is the main theme in this council. Workers' Council provides a space for workers to give out their opinions. However, all these changes should not just be limited to the systems, but also the workers' compensation.
This is the 29th RITA Staff Council since its inception, and it is the first meeting for this fiscal year 2023-2024. The National Land Using Planning Commission has completed the survey of 5,000 plots in the Somera area in Handeni district and some other areas for housing and farms allocated for citizens who moved to the area voluntarily from the Ngorongoro Conservation Area in Arusha region. Speaking to TBC News upon the completion of the exercise, the citizens have thanked the government for allocating the areas, insisting it will open up other economic opportunities for them.
We have benefited much from this work. Our main job is to carry the beacon, while our parents, they are happy to see that we are working hard where it helps to save our families. We are grateful that we have found employment and we learn a lot of things through this project. We congratulate the government for creating a friendly environment for the people from Ngorongoro by allocating this area to them. As the number of citizens increases, the development is becoming greater.
The Director General of the National Land Use Planning Commission, Professor Wakuru Magigi, urges the experts in charge of the exercise to work with integrity to help the government reduce conflicts between farmers and pastoralists in the country, while one of the officials from the commission specifying how the exercise was conducted.
If there are unique features that have been placed in airport, sports areas, institution and hotel, they should be visible and located well. What you experience here should be experienced in other places with the logic that we must first measure and plan so that to eliminate conflicts between livestock keepers and farmers.
Parents who gave birth at Muhimbili National Hospital in Dar es Salaam on Christmas Day commend the government for improving the health sector, which continues to save lives of mothers and children during birth. A total of 11 babies were born on Christmas Day. Our correspondent John Matthias visited the hospital and has prepared the following report, which is read in the studio by Faithan Gaga.
On the second day of Christmas, well known as Boxing Day, TBC arrives at Muhimbili National Hospital to witness the children born on Christmas Day. Some we have met are delighted to finally be called parents. To them, it is a dream coming true. This is my first child, and I'm happy to have a child. Happiness and joy can vividly be seen on the face of this mother. I expected to give birth on the 8th of January, but I managed to have a baby on Christmas Day. For some, the most interesting thing is to give birth to a child on a Christmas Day. I arrived at the hospital when I was in the last stages to give birth, but I was well taken care of until I gave birth. These parents commend the government for improving the health sector, which continues to save the lives of mothers and children during birth. Luteto Sanga is the head of the outpatient department and here highlights the number of babies being born on this day. On the 25th of December, we managed to provide service to a total of 11 children who were born from the 24th to the 25th of December. Lutetsu says child care starts immediately after birth. The parents should continue to take good care of the babies in this season, especially in this time that they are discharged.
As today is Boxing Day, businessmen and women at Namanga in the city of Dar es Salaam who engage in flower businesses and some wrapping gifts say are delighted with this year's festive season, following many of them receiving many orders from companies and individuals. Speaking to TBC News, the traders say that the increase is due to the presence of better economic conditions and the more awareness of people on Boxing Day.
There has been a large number of people buying gifts in this Christmas and Boxing Day season. Many people are buying gifts for their loved ones. We have 10 orders ready for delivery, as you can see.
Last week tumefunga sana zawadi mbalimbali.
Last week, we packed a lot of gifts for both individual people and companies. And today is the day that people will be unwrapping their gifts.
Kwenye Boxing Day, watu wanapenda kufunga chochote.
In Boxing Day, people like to wrap wine, and for children, they prefer chocolates, balloons, but for grown-ups, they prefer wines and juice.
The minimum price for the gift packages sold at the area have been sold for an average of 50,000 Tanzanian shillings up to 75,000 Tanzanian shillings. Lundo Island, an island in Ruvuma, Tanzania, found within Lake Nyasa, one of the top-notch destinations when visiting Ruvuma region and Lake Nyasa in particular. Let us now join Faida Ngaga, who takes us through this divine island.
Nestled within the Nyasa Lake is an enchanting jewel waiting to be discovered. Lundo Island. As the lake gently winds its way through the lush landscapes, it unveils the sheer magnificence of this hidden paradise. The island is a canvas painted with breathtaking natural beauty. But it's not merely the natural landscapes that define Lundo Island's allure. The island resonates with a rich cultural heritage woven into the fabric of its community. As the sun kisses the horizon, casting its golden hues upon the island, it creates a spectacle that transcends time. The symphony of nature's sounds harmonizes with the whispers of the past, painting a canvas of tranquility and serenity. Lundo Island, created within the embrace of the Nyasa Lake, isn't just a destination. It is a testament to the harmonious coexistence of nature and culture.
Thank you so much, Faida Ngaga. Before we wind up the local news tonight, let us now have a look at today's exchange rates according to the Bank of Tanzania, BOT. Don't miss TBC News every weekday to know all the latest in exchange rates. Stay tuned for all the latest in the international news. You're still live with TBC News, and here's the international news as compiled by Ramadhani Mpenda and read to you by Rehema Sebabili.
At least 160 people were killed in an attack by armed groups between Saturday evening and Monday in several villages in Plateau State, central Nigeria. The local authority in Nigeria has announced that the conflict that broke out on Saturday were continuing on Monday morning. The chairman of the Bokos Government Council, a constituency located in this region that has been plagued by religious and ethnic tension for several years, Monday Kasa, has said at least 113 bodies have been found and more than 300 people were wounded and transferred to the hospital in Bokos, Jos and Bakinlad. He added by stressing that the attack were well coordinated by armed groups locally referred as the bandits, attacked no less than 20 villages between Saturday evening and Monday morning. On his side, the Plateau State Governor Caleb Mufwang described the armed action as barbaric, brutal and unjustified. The NGO Amnesty International reacted to the violence on its X account, judging that the Nigerian authorities have consistently failed in the attempt to put an end to these frequent attacks in Plateau State. The population of northwestern and central Nigeria live in terror of attack by criminal gangs who pillage villages and kill or kidnap their inhabitants. The leader of the Roman Catholic Church, Pope Francis, has called for an end to the war in Gaza and for the freeing of Israel hostage held by Hamas. Speaking to thousands of worshippers gathered at St. Peter's Basilica in the Vatican, the Pope lamented violence against Israelis and Palestinians. He said he stand in his heart the sorrow of the victim of the offensive attack of 7th October. He reiterated his urgent appeal for the liberation of those still being held hostage. Pope also begged for an end to the military operations with the appalling harvest of innocent civilian victims, and he called for a solution to the desperate humanitarian situation by an opening of the provision of humanitarian aid. In his traditional Christmas Day message, Pope Francis also called for more aid to gather in order to solve a desperate humanitarian situation. The war between Israel and Hamas began on 7th October when Hamas gunmen attacked Israel, killing some of 1,200 people and taking 240 hostage. But Hamas says more than 20,000 Palestinians have been killed by Israel bombing in Gaza. 6 people have died and 10 people are missing following floods that swept through Ladysmith in KwaZulu-Natal in South Africa. KwaZulu-Natal Department of Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs has said search and rescue team who worked on Christmas Day to finding those missing resume on Tuesday. Speaking on condition of anonymity, a provincial authority official told the media that 3 victims were found in a minibus carrying 9 passengers and other 6 are still missing. At least 2 other residents were found dead in their vehicles, which had been swept away by the floods. Further heavy rainfall is expected in KwaZulu-Natal on Tuesday. The Democratic Republic of Congo Electoral Commission (CENI) has continued to release partial results from the December 2021 presidential election, with incumbent leader Felix Tshisekedi leading by a wide margin of over 8% of the vote. The results announced so far relate to 1.8 million voters out of a total of nearly 44 million registered in the vast country of around 100 million inhabitants. According to the CENI, at this stage of the vote, Felix Tshisekedi, who has been in power since the beginning of 2019 and is running for a second 5-year term, has achieved a score of 81.4%. The CENI has not established the turnout rate, but has decided to gradually release the results of the presidential election since Friday. These were held at the same time at the legislative, provincial and local elections, for which the results will be published at a later date.
Thank you so much, Rehema Sebabile, with the international news. Sports news is up next. And in sports news, Zanzibar Heroes assistant coach Saleh Machupa believes that the friendly match against Kilimanjaro Stars will be a difficult match. But even though it is a mere show game between the two, assistant coach Machupa insists that the match will be more entertaining to the fans, but they are determined to win the match.
Mechi ya sherehe inafahamika hivyo na
it is celebration match as known, and we played with our relatives. We know that, but any games called a match, it is a match. So everyone expect to get a good result, regardless the kind of the match. But the first thing is to get a result. Hence, we believe the game will be good because we are all familiar. So those who will come to watch, I believe they will enjoy.
Zanzibar national team Zanzibar Heroes and mainland national team Kilimanjaro Stars are playing an international friendly match to inaugurate Aman Stadium after major rehabilitation, and the guest of honor is expected to be the Zanzibar President, Dr. Hussein Ali Mwinyi. The Vice Chairperson of Dar es Salaam Regional Basketball Association, Malale Maswanya, says the association plans to have many basketball coaches in the region so as to inspire the promotion of the game in the country. Speaking to TBC News in Dar es Salaam, Maswanya asserts that they will continue to prepare various levels of training for basketball coaches in order to build their ability to coach teams that participate in regional and national leagues.
This training aims to promote basketball in Dar es Salaam and Tanzania at large. We have been training about the coaches' morals and how to prepare the teams before and during the season, because when you practice what you have learned, so that you can have more knowledge.
Dar es Salaam Regional Basketball Association expects to start training coaches for the game for the second phase in February 2024. And Tanzania Pool Table Association Chairman Wilfred Makamba says that they plan to participate in the Pool Table World Cup in 2024 as the way of gauging their standards internationally. Makamba adds that they will be prepared. I beg your pardon. Makamba adds that they'll prepare more competitions in 2024 so as to have more quality players who are ready for Pool Table World competition.
We thank God for the great achievements, including securing the second position for 2024. Our goals include participating in the World Cup, and we believe this competition will bring significant benefits for us. Currently, we have organized tournaments as part of our preparation for next year. We'll be scouting for players in every region to discover new talents, aiming to have a highly competitive team.
The climax of the year 2023 for Pool Table will be marked by a special tournament on December the 29th, comprising of 16 teams from different regions. And that item winds up the news bulletin for tonight. Stay tuned for the Kiswahili Bulletin at 11 p.m. On behalf of the whole team, I am Kanki Mwaigomule wishing our viewers a festive season. Good night.
It's been a year of gathering facts and bringing them right on your screen.
A year of connecting you with the society and giving you information
straight from the field.
A year of ensuring our voices bring you insightful information. The Swahili language continues to grow internationally.
1 year of producing and directing core content while providing you with the best. 1Q.
This is TBC News, and I am your anchor, Faidangaga. A year of providing you with impactful information from this desk to your screen.
TBC News marks 1 year. Thank you very much for being part of us.